Good morning. You're seeing me live today. It's a Wednesday, but we're still going to run the Saturday workshop. But today I wanted to take the time to talk to you about our intervention strategy. What's intervention? How we intervene into your life to help you transform, to build the right habits that would give you persistent good health. So I wanted to talk to you about a series of strategies that we use to support our patients to ensure that they build the right habits. And we're going to talk, where do habits come from? Habits come from repeated action. Repeated action gives us good habits, repeated good actions, right? And where do actions come from? From knowledge. Repeated knowledge reinforces good actions. Repeated actions create good habits. But where does knowledge come from? From curiosity, the things we are interested in. So if you're interested in your health, you're going to be therefore curious about it, and you're going to acquire knowledge. So we're going to give you knowledge today, and we're going to tell you some actions that you can take, and those actions can develop into habits that would then give you the kind of health that you want to have. So welcome in joining us today. My name again is Charles Sine. I'm the CEO of Anti-Fragility Health, and we're going to be talking today about how we intervene into our patients' lives, our customers, our people, to ensure that they build good habits that would give them good, healthy, long lives. So let's start from the beginning. We call it our intervention strategy. At the big point here, we call it our I5 protocols. Our I5 protocols is when we personalize this strategy in how we intervene into your life. So I'm going to take you through the different steps of the strategy so you have a comprehensive understanding of how we intervene specifically here in our clinic. Number one, what we call I0. It's our baseline. Because we are a data-driven, our business model is clinically driven on clinical data, we enforce a baseline of complete diagnostics. We call it a comprehensive baseline that would also include monitoring, visits for diagnostics, and what we call continuous tracking. So we have apps and wearables that will continue to track certain key biomarkers. But let's talk about what those diagnoses, the diagnostic portfolio consists of. So we are looking at clinical output, stool, urine, blood, saliva, in ensuring that we capture different aspects, including imaging from what we call HeartSmart and our liver scan, and EVOC, which does the probe, the probe of the brain. So we have a lot of scanning information that we also include in our clinical biomarkers. So this diagnostics, what it does is that it gives us a baseline sense of where your health is currently across all those dimensions. What is really important about this is because we don't want to hear stories of how you feel or how you don't feel, because of one very challenging issue that we understand, and that is it takes 20 to 30 years for chronic illness to develop. Therefore, if we find out early, it's easier for you to correct than when we find too late. I'll give you a simple statistic that is really compelling. If we find colorectal cancer early in stage 1, it is 90% curable. If we find colorectal cancer at stage 4, it is only 10% curable. That is serious. That means that early diagnosis leads to bigger, huge chances of survival. And therefore, diagnostics is a critical component for determining where your health currently is. So you have information, as I just said, or knowledge. Therefore, you can take actions, and therefore those actions can become habits. So now let's go to the next, what we call I1. The diagnostics and the actions that you're going to take are going to impact your lifestyle. Most of us do not have a designed lifestyle. We have developed our lifestyle ad hoc. And what are some of the lifestyle issues? There are 4 areas we examine: physical, and physical will involve exercise mostly, building strength, stability, flexibility, and stamina. These are critical things in keeping this infrastructure upright, comfortable, and steady. The ability for me to stand here and present requires significant effort for the body. And if you don't exercise, just standing straight and stable is very challenging. We know that almost 80% of all people who fall die from the fall. So strength, the ability to stand and have balance and flexibility and stamina are critical aspects to health. The second area is emotional. We all know that our emotions and our ability to manage stress, our ability to sleep properly, our ability to not be afraid, our ability to process information and have cognition are critical aspects to our health. And those are areas in which we can have knowledge and take action. The third area is environmental. What is environmental? It includes community. So there are positive sides of it, which is about community, which is about friends, which is about relationships. But there's also the other part, which is about toxins in the air, in the water, and in the food systems. And those toxins really accelerate the challenges that we have with health. And finally, we have nutritional wellness. So these 4 pillars of what we call our lifestyle drivers: physical, emotional, environmental, and nutritional, create our composite architecture around lifestyle wellness. Nutrition, big issue in this particular intervention, I1, we speak about just the macronutrients, and there are 5 of them. There's water, there's fiber, there are carbohydrates, there are proteins, and there are fats. And there are lots of diets and conversations around that. We have lots of different ideas and opinions around that. The third area, which is our I2, is something we call the recommended daily allowance. The recommended daily allowance, the RDA, speaks about micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and certain special phytonutrients and adaptogens that are really critical in supporting and enhancing our health. And in past lectures, we've spoken of some of those adaptogens, like curcumin, like basil, like a lot of those plant phytonutrients that really, or turmeric, which really give us a lot of health benefits with regard to things like inflammation, in terms of digestive aids and enzymes and things like that. The fourth area is the clinical imbalances, which are the key data drivers that actually arise out of those earlier steps of diagnostics, lifestyle drivers, and recommended day allowance. When those things are not optimal at the key level of diagnostics measurement, lifestyle drivers, and RDA, they show up as clinical imbalances. And therefore, those 10 clinical imbalances that we've identified is the leverage that we then use to optimize how we intervene to help you achieve optimal health. And the final area is our collection of treatments. And those treatments are grouped into 3 areas when we are building protocols. They are grouped into what we call health optimization. There are people who are very healthy already, they have vitality, but they want to optimize their health about how they feel as they're growing older. They want to be stronger, they want to sleep better, they want to have stronger stamina. So there are emerging technologies like NAD, peptides, and things that are giving those people the extra so they can be 60 years and feel like they're 20. And that is a really important area in health. Then there are people who are just looking at prevention. Why are they looking at prevention? They have a family history of these illnesses. And so they want to make sure that in this generation, those illnesses do not show up again. And then finally, people who have already been diagnosed with diseases who want to go through a reversal to get off medication. So our treatment approaches look at those three groups of people and build protocols, which we then call our I5. It's a summary of the recommendations that we make into what we call a personalized protocol. Why do we build personalized protocols and why do we have separate areas? A lot of people cannot follow a protocol. It's very challenging. It's like a schedule. It's like a training schedule. You have to sleep this amount of time. You have to exercise this amount of time. So it's really challenging. So for most of our patients, there are different levels of these areas of intervention. But for people who really want to get on a really powerful, controlled, and managed protocol, we can build personalized protocols that could take them. And we have competitors out there like Noom, who are doing that for diabetes, or Verta Health, that over a 2-3 year program, you could reverse diabetes, or you could reverse Alzheimer's. Those programs require personalized protocols. It requires personalized transformation in lifestyle. Those are very compelling protocols and not everybody could get on them. But for ad hoc interventions, we can do different things to support people achieve objectives of optimization, objectives of prevention, and objectives of disease reversal. Those are the three areas that we typically cover in our intervention model. Thank you. Karen, step up. You're going to be on video with me.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. This is a surprise.
That's the good thing about it, isn't it?
Okay.
You think you're ready for this?
No.
Good. That's it.
Okay.
Come on. Why are you afraid to come close to me? Because I have the microphone, so you have to speak to the mic. No, not that close. Do you want to go back into becoming a baby?
Okay. Yeah, the door surprise too. Someone's here for you.
Chelsea? Mm-hmm. Who's it? All right. Are you ready?
Sure.
Can you hear her voice? You need to speak louder, so
Yes.
the microphone.
Can you hear me? Okay.
All right. So my daughter is here, my eldest daughter. So I thought that she always interviews me, calling it Chit Chat with Dad. Elizabeth, that's why I don't like that door being held open long. See that? It triggers. All right? So when you either open it, go out, don't stand there and hold the door. Okay, guys? Delete that part.
It's live. We can't delete it.
All right, they will enjoy it anyway. That's me being me. Yeah, so I surprised my daughter by saying she likes to be the one controlling the camera.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's now talking to me. We are both in front of the camera. So I wanted to get her testimony with regard to her journey since she chose to join and support this business model that we're doing. So when was the first time you thought this could be something you could be interested in, Karen?
it's been interesting because my health journey has been a roller coaster. I ran track in high school, and then when I graduated high school, I got the freshman 15, which turned into the freshman 50. And then a few years ago, I found spinning, which is indoor cycling, and fell in love with it and lost all the weight. But I wasn't still eating really well. I was just working out. That was it. I was just working out. I was drinking more water and working out. And he started the clinic around that time. I wasn't here much. I would come visit you, but I didn't really pay attention. I went to New York, and that's, I think, when it hit me initially. And in living in New York, it's very difficult to be healthy. It's very difficult. You move a lot. It's very fast paced. So I was still working out, but physically, you inhale so much of you're stuck in this kind of like a microwave. So you're inhaling a lot of toxins, and you can feel yourself aging. Actually, I felt myself aging
because you're always in the subway.
Yeah, it's just so
it's
unhealthy.
Crowded.
You're breathing.
There's a lot
in
of smog.
you're breathing in.
The
so
streets
much.
are tight.
You don't really even have windows, so you're breathing in the air conditioning air. I mean, I didn't have filtered air. I felt myself, so I would come here when I would visit my dad, and then I started coming to the Saturday seminars. That's how it actually started. I started coming to his Saturday seminars, and it just made sense. I don't know how to explain it. I think one of the first ones was hydration, and I know from a personal experience, when I drink more water, my skin literally flourishes. Like, I see it in my skin, I see it in my eyes, I feel better.
Come in. Close the door. Yeah.
And so I think when it became a passion and when I decided I wanted to join the clinic was when I started taking some of the supplements. And I moved back to California around coronavirus time. And I was really scared because between March to May, I get sick for 2 weeks to a month. I'll get sick.
Since she was a kid,
I'll catch the flu.
She always has a nasal congestion problem
all right here
all her life.
I actually one time I did a scan and I found that I had it was an infection here. I just always get sick.
Yeah.
I always get sick.
So, from when she was a little kid, she's always been sick. Yeah. And so one of the things that
I was really
convinced her was when she came here and she was coughing, and I'll give her 3 drops of NYCP, which is the bacterial.
Which is miracle.
Yeah. So the minute she takes it, she stops coughing. And then she really started realizing, as I also spoke about dental hygiene and other things, especially for people who have that susceptibility for congestion, for them, dental hygiene is even more important.
And I improved that. He's always spoken about
And I always show you my tongue. How clean your tongue should always be. Because Dr. Yi was looking at this the other day. 700 bacteria on the tongue, in the mouth.
And that's real.
It's a lot of bacteria in the mouth. And so if you allow it to accumulate, the bad bacteria kills the good ones. And then it infects you. And they're very dangerous.
And it's funny because when you go to the doctor and stuff, they'll tell you things like, oh, you have inflamed adenoids and you have this. But it's really, actually, that's not true. You just have underlying bacteria that
is triggering the inflammation.
When you eat or drink different things, it gets triggered. So that's really what it is. It's not that you have there's nothing wrong with you.
Yes.
It's just that you have
the things you do, your lifestyle behavior is causing inflammation.
Yes.
And inflammation is our normal body reaction to fight infection, right? And so the doctors begin to treat the underlying inflammation rather than the source of the inflammation.
Exactly.
And that's where...
So you don't get better.
Yeah. That's you just keep taking the medication.
You just are. You're not better. And that's what I learned with the supplements that, it's an everyday thing. I don't take NYCP every day because you don't need to. It's really strong.
Yes.
You just need to take it 2-3 days you'll be good, honestly. But the other supplements, you know, I mean, it was a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, you know, taking supplements every single day. But when you start to see your skin aliven, I think that's the best word. Like it just it awakens, you know. You're like, oh, okay. You know, this could be like what.
That's why Dr. E is also promoting a lot of collagen.
Yeah.
Right? If you take a lot of collagen, it begins to show.
You start young.
Yeah.
And then when you're 60, they're like, where?
Yeah, because you will never get to 60. You'll always look 20.
Exactly.
And that is really the objective of starting early.
Yeah.
And so, but thank you.
Yeah.
I know you've been working with us now doing marketing,
Yeah.
and you're going to be doing some interviews.
Yeah.
So what does it take to actually change these habits?
Your mind.
Right.
But
and what is it in your mind that you needed to change?
You need to find your own conviction. That's, I think, in the end, the most powerful thing. Like, I can't convince you. I can help you to, like, find it. I can help you
have knowledge.
Yeah. I can inspire you. I can motivate you, but I can't help you. I can't make you believe. You know, it's like faith. Like, you have to find your own conviction. And this is better than what most people think is the right way for, like, you know, being healthy. Like, going to the hospital is not the right way anymore. I've realized that. It's trying to not go to the hospital.
Yeah, so I don't agree with that. There are times you have to go to the hospital, but we are trying to make you not go to the hospital.
Exactly.
Because once you get to the hospital, you are now in a critical stage, and that's challenging. So we're trying to make sure you don't get there, because just from a financial perspective and emotional perspective, being sick is challenging for all of us, and we don't want to get you there. And that's why I'm recruiting my children to make sure that they come in young. I came in late into the process. I'm also hoping that I can extend my life to 120 so I can see my grand and great grandchildren.
Yes.
Isn't that an amazing blessing?
It is.
Right, so I'm waiting for her to produce some outcomes, some little
let's hope that you
seedings.
live to 120.
Yes. Well, but if you don't hurry, you might run out of the runway.
I'm from the source, right?
Yeah. So, okay. Well, Karen, thank you for this impromptu conversation.
Yes.
Right.
You're welcome.
You're deeply appreciative.
Of course.
All right. Thank you. Come on.
Thank you.
So Catherine has been visiting. Catherine started as a customer. Catherine lives in San Francisco, and Catherine has recruited quite a few people. Yes. So I wanted you to talk about that and also your own journey, just as a testimony of how you've traveled this. And Catherine is going to join us also as our interim country manager for Malaysia. So we're waiting for the lockdown to be over, and Catherine will be moving to Vietnam and then to Malaysia. So talk to us, Catherine. How's the experience been for you?
The experience has been like what Karen say, roller coaster, because a lot of negative feedback from outside. But however, once you convict something, I love it, and I'm so grateful that I get to know Anti-Fragility Clinic, the intervention. I love it so much because myself also study nutrition, so we know that there's no. So myself also study nutrition, so I know that you cannot take just vitamin one supplement for your whole body health. So when I knew this company, they are doing this such a great intervention, I said, wow, especially the diagnostic part, because I don't believe that, you know, like for me, I know that I'm in my 50s. So, but with the anti-fragility, I think I'm like 20 now. Really, my energy, everything.
But you see, all of it is in the head, right? Yeah. If you feel 20, then you're 20.
Yeah, I'm 20. Everybody
Exactly.
says, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really, that's it. If you follow this pathway, we're all gonna get to this healthy and long,
Long
active life.
life.
Not only long life, active.
Yes.
Gotta be active. Like I can do whatever, like 20 years old, right?
Exactly.
So
talk to us about
yes,
the patients that
my
you've recruited.
patient,
Yeah.
why is that? It's because it's all about model the way. People saw me every single day. They say, Cathys, where did you get all those positive energy and so like radiant energy? I said, it's because I'm healthy. My brain is healthy. My mind is healthy. My spirit is healthy. My emotional is healthy. My whole being is healthy. And I say, you want it? Come to Anti-Fragility Clinic, because that's how we do. We don't believe in, treating a part. It's whole self. Human beings is made out of the whole self. So I truly believe that I've been inviting my friends, San Francisco, Malaysia, blah, 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 like what Karen say. We can only invite and sharing and educating like our CEO, and persistently every Saturday teaching, educating, but it's us, the one that who convict. Do we want to be healthy or not? Or do we want to be just like, I'm okay, but how can you convince that you are okay until your body tell you are okay? For me, I can say that I'm okay because I go through my 5 diagnostics. What? My heart, Boston heart, 4 lipid panels, my Dr. Plus, my hormone, and then my toxicity, I am normal. And what else? My gut, I'm good.
And your stool.
And my stool, see? So I have been keep out my body shape for the past.
She checks her poo every day.
Yes, I check my poo and urine every
day.
And teach my old egg customer do the same thing in San Francisco. Everybody is journey together with me to this long and active vitality life, and everybody know that I commit myself and I accountable for my cause to make more people healthy. And really what I want. And I thank God that Anti-Fragility allowed me, give me the platform to perform my desire. That's really what I want in my life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. So for those interviews today, so we're going to use them in different ways to speak to the issue, but I just wanted to conclude by rephrasing something that my daughter said, right? That each person has to convict themselves. You heard Catherine spoke the same thing. It doesn't matter the amount of knowledge that we give you, you have to take that knowledge and take action by showing up and being present to yourself and then developing the habits. Those 3 steps are really, really important. You can't get healthy by just lying in bed and thinking about it, right? And if you don't start today, there's no other better time to start than starting today and starting small. Like I said, each of these things, it looks huge when you began. We started this 2.5 years ago. It looked like overwhelming, but step by step, you begin to move towards the destination of having a healthy and long life. And health is a persistent issue on a daily basis, every moment. So thank you for joining us, and have a good week. And I'll see you on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Thank you. All right.